always a lot of fun. Right when we see 50 mile an hour, just bring her off. We go. Now we'll trim it, flaps are out. And then we
do full flaps on that?
Yeah, briefly. We just spike it and then we start squeezing it off.
Ah, okay.
To give it that little bit of a dynamic boost. Now we got the aircraft trimmed out to sit here at about, say 70 mile an hour. I kind of like to see where I'm going, especially when we're in a busy area.
Uh-huh.
We're holding a comfortable rate of climb.
Yeah, round dials. I got to look around dials now and figure out what's going on.
About 600 to 700 at 75 to 80 mile an hour.
In mile an hour. You got the outer ring of miles an hour, okay?
Now we're just going to come around and do a landing, right?
Yep.
Apache 6000.
Go ahead and feel it.
Taxi runway 5.
Don't be afraid to move the stick a little bit.
Well, I have no need to move it a lot, but... Know me. Not too bad. My first try.
I think you did real good.
Yeah, you got one,
traffic.
one just leaving.
Yep.
All I see. I don't see anybody else.
RANS demos in right-hand pattern for runway 5 on the grass. Somebody's doing some turns.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll not do something stupid like we've seen at so many places like this.
Hopefully not.
It always looks worse out of the cockpit.
Yes. But you can't get away as easily.
Mount Vernon traffic, RANS demo is right base for runway 5, grass, Mount Vernon. Now we got one more notch of flaps.
Okay, so how many notches you got?
4.
You got 4.
Notice our static margins are real good. We hadn't had to retrim the aircraft. It's on auto land actually, so.
Go with that cranky throttle though, huh?
Well,
not a cranky throttle, folks. It's a nice throttle.
It's a nice.
We're just having fun.
It hadn't had its fun for today. Now we got 50, 45 indicated. We're going to touch down about that marker right there and get on it. Now I got kind of a new theory on short takeoffs, which is kind of weird. We're going to do a 3-point with 1 notch of flaps. 3-point
with 1 notch of flaps.
Yeah, I've been experimenting, and you just witnessed when we took off last time. Let's see if we do any better this time. We kind of know where we were. We got off quite a bit before Buzzman, didn't we?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to hold our 3-point.
Now I see.
And we'll see if we get off any earlier. Haven't changed the attitude.
Just let it fly off?
Yeah. You got it. Your airplane, you fly.
I got the airplane, all right.
Here's your trim over here if you need it.
Okay. Really don't imagine I'll need it.
Well, you might.
70 a good number?
70 is a great climb.
Yeah, I got over the nose visibility. And we're supposed to be using right here?
Yep.
Right on the grass?
Center 308 Echo. We are on the Centralia outbound video 135, about 10 miles direct to the sauna.
Well, I told somebody that was standing there, he says, have you flown this? I said, no, I haven't. I've flown a number of RANS airplanes and always liked the way they handle, and I still do.
Good. Well, what we've done on this plane is we try to make it think it's a low wing. Which low wings...
And how do you do that? What does that mean?
Well, low wings are typically less adverse yaw and higher roll rates. And that's the two things that should be apparent to this compared to a lot of high wings.
Adverse yaw, eh? Okay. Yeah, not much hesitation there, that's true. Try that the other way. A little more that way, but that's to be expected.
Now you're going against P.
Right.
PE vector. You'll never get one unless you want to put a really big tail on it. Behave that way. You got your pendulum stability is working against you in that case.
Well, so far I haven't even thought about the trim until just now.
Well, you know where the buttons are.
Where I'm going to do the steep turns.
This is the left and right blinkers. Or I don't know, it says frequency switch. Oh, it works. Cool.
Does it?
Yeah.
Somebody wired that thing up right.
Well, they didn't wire it to transfer drop down to the radio, though. Got to figure out why that is.
You got one of your guys that does that kind of work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a couple of guys.
It seems to be kind of its own little specialty, doesn't it?
Well, it's gotten so much more like just plugging in computers.
Has it really? Yeah?
Yeah.
These new gizmos?
Especially when you buy fast pack radio harnesses and things like that. Now, I do have an alternate strip picked out if we have to wait any weather out.
Okay, good.
And it's real close to us. I just saw it a little bit ago. It's a private strip, but they might not care. Right now, the field's getting a little bit of rain, but not bad.
Yeah, we'll catch it going.
I think we'll be fine. Yeah. And we got plenty of fuel, so we got a lot of options.
Good.
Well, the objectives with this aircraft are to give you fine handling and lots of utility and a plane that builds in a way that breaks a lot of paradigms when it comes to a metal airplane. I think we're achieving those goals. We had such good response at Oshkosh, both record sales and also...
Yeah, you said it was a great year for you, huh?
Yeah, and we also had a lot of fun doing the rudder seminars. We had 5 people...
yeah.
5 people build rudders. The first one was a lady who's never held a rivet gun or a drill.
Is that right?
And she built a rudder in 2.5 hours. In our shop, we build them in under an hour. But,
is that right? She did that close to what you do in the shop?
Yeah.
That's
then
that's
the fastest, out of the 5, the fastest was an hour and 15 minutes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was, somewhat familiar with being in the shop with airplanes. It was Joe Boeing. I don't know if that's related, but
Joe Boeing, really? She doesn't have too much baggage to carry around, is it?
No, I'm just kidding on that. He was a...
There was a Bill Boeing, wasn't it? Wasn't it William Boeing?
I don't know.
I think
but, if man was meant to fly, they'd have bow wings. I want to make that a t-shirt someday.
Yeah, there's a certain company that probably like that right before they sue you or something. But
yeah, that's
I don't think
the way I would spell it, BOW-WING. But the other t-shirt I want to make is I want to, says, chicks dig pilots, cross out chicks, and then write ladies, cross out ladies, gals, cross out ladies, girls, cross out girls, and then finally end up with people.
You could finally say that word anyway.
Yeah. Don't want to be incorrect.
All right, I got no traffic. You see anybody?
Nope. Simulating a stall.
Yeah, just getting a feel for it here a little bit.
Now here's an interesting thing that I like about teaching people on stalls.
Okay.
If you don't keep your PSI zeroed and you let a sync rate build, you will end up doing an accelerated stall, which will give you a higher value than what the airplane actually stalls at.
Well, that's non-eventful. Say that again now. I got to follow that.
Okay, like say if you're doing a stall and you're slowly decelerating and you're picking up sync rate, and when you finally do forward back, you've already got the inertia of a sync rate
okay, yeah.
going against you,
Right.
and that technically is an accelerated stall with a higher stall value.
Uh-huh. You've loaded the wing up a little higher.
Right.
Yep.
So, to get, as a test pilot, you want to see the true value of your stall and the numbers we publish if you hold that zero. So your pool is a bell curve. It goes, has to be a little bit more, instead of a steady ramp, it starts out gradual, and then toward the deceleration, as the plane's slowing down, you're going to be pulling more progressively.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Give me a demo.
Okay.
You got the airplane.
Okay, so basically, let's take it from a level flight.
Okay.
And we're flying along, and we say, okay, let's perform a stall. We're zeroed out on our VSI.
Okay.
And we keep the VSI zeroed out. And as we watch that VSI, we increase our pool to make sure we keep it on 0. As it takes a little practice to get to where you can keep her nailed down. And your value, see, we're getting the thermal, I think, right now. We must be. And then we're going to be holding that, holding that, holding that, holding that. And see that value drop to 45 on the brake?
Yeah.
Now, if we do it the old way, like 1 mile per hour per second, let's go back to 0. Bring it back. And we got 1,001 mile per hour just to get a slow decay here. And the sink rate goes up. As we're doing that, we're not paying attention to sink rate now, we're paying attention to speed and time.
Okay.
Now we're getting the stall at 5, 6 mile an hour higher.
That's interesting, isn't it? Interesting technique. Thank you for that. I never thought of doing it that way before.
Well, that's why sometimes numbers vary in performance from factory test pilots to pilots who do reviews.
Well, absolutely. In one case, you got somebody in harmony with the machine. In the other case, you got somebody who maybe won't bend it, but is not in harmony with it.
But the technique is applicable to whatever airplane you're flying. It's more work.
I agree, but
more work because you got to get to know the airplane to do it.
Exactly, and we don't usually get that chance. Pilot of many, master of none is my favorite little line. Yeah, I'll probably get it back on the ground and not be too embarrassed, but I'm not going to be even a 50-hour pilot who's got 50 hours in this airplane is going to fly better, in some ways at least.
Well, it's a long tail moment, wide track gear, and we feel like it's ideal placed on F4 and aft, so you got plenty of rudder, plenty of aileron. You can pretty much land this thing pretty crappy, and it takes care of it. And Mount Vernon Traffic RANS demo is kind of lining up for the runway 5 on the grass. Yeah,
I'm spotting. I'm guessing there's probably nobody flying because of that, but
probably not.
I'm not seeing any movement anywhere on the airport.
The ramp and the runway's changing color. See, look at the water coming across.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're going to get the bugs off.
That's right. A few raindrops ain't going to hurt anything. Not when you can see through it like this. That really does look like it's just kind of feathering away. All right, so you're going to let me land it?
You want to?
Alrighty, I'd like to.
You want to do the pavement or you want to do the grass?
No, I'd like to do the grass.
Okay. Traffic in Mount Vernon, say your position again.
Right, base to final and one. We are about 3 miles out from the field.
Roger, no factor. We're lining up for right pattern now on final for runway 5 on the grass, Mount Vernon.
Okay, so
Mike, on the main ground.
Oh, wow, those are nice and light, aren't they?
Yep. For as big as they are. That's another RANS magic we did.
Okay, speeds are looking good.
I figured, if you can aero, I'm going to give you a little bit of juice. If you can aero servo ailerons, why not flaps?
Well, why not? They were nice and light.
Yep, still got 2 more notches. And 1 more. There you go.
A little more muscle needed then.
I want you to use a little faster, which you're fine now. Between 55 and 60 is good for first timer on this guy. That does prevent you from, that gives you a little bit more energy for the flare. Now go ahead and bring your power off and start working herself down. And beautiful, hold her down. There you go, you got her. It's a lot of work to keep this thing on the runway.
Well, that landing was just too easy. I wasn't even ready yet.
Well, that's a bad sign.
Too easy indeed.
There we go.
All right, you got the airplane.
I got it. Let me taxi it into the object instead of you.
Better you than me.
That really did happen to me at the land. I was leaving.
Oh, really?
Taxiing out, and I had water on the windshield.
No.
And I went right to a safety cone that they had on the taxi strip. Some safety cone. It yanked my engine to a stop. Broke the prop.
Did it really? No kidding?
Well, it, broke the prop, so I shut it off.
Bummer.
Right to my right was yawned his airplane, and I called him up and says, I need to borrow your prop. He said, oh, okay. This is identical, so I threw it on there and flew home, but that engine never has stopped having a new buzz to it.
Really?
I sent the
you throw it out of balance a little bit?
Gearbox in, I did this, did that, and checked runouts, and it just isn't the same engine. So I'm kind of like, all right, whatever. So now here's the magic of the Rotex ring mount. I took it out of the Raven it was in with a bed mount that RANS makes, and stuck it in an S7 with the new ring mount that we made for the 7, and the engine's very almost night and day difference.
Traffic November 3 per 6.
Really?
Yeah.
That made a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Runway
Just the ring mount.
Yep.